Last episode, we followed the deepest fall in existence and found light on the other side. The fabric of space torn open, and beyond the tear, the spirit, an ocean of conscious light, the same age as the universe and the same size of it, surrounding everything. But that leaves one question hanging. If the spirit is on the other side of every black hole, does it only receive what falls in? Or does it reach back through and shape what we see? Look at the sky with me, because according to my book, Connection, the answer is written there, in the shape of the galaxies themselves. Start with what astronomy observed. In 1963, radio telescopes found an object called 3C 273. It looked like a star, but it was billions of light years away, and to appear that bright from that far, it had to be releasing 100 to 1,000 times more light than all the stars of our entire Milky Way combined. It was named a quasar. And as more were found, a pattern emerged. The quasars lived mostly in the young universe, and at the heart of nearly every large galaxy, there sits a supermassive black hole. The standard explanation says the light comes from friction, matter spiraling in, rubbing, heating, glowing before it disappears. And here my book takes its boldest step in this whole series. It respectfully disagrees. Because think about our own galaxy. If a fully active supermassive black hole still sat at the center of the Milky Way, pulling with all its violence, the matter around it would be destabilized. The solar system would never have formed. We would not be here to talk about it. And in fact, when astronomers look at the heart of our galaxy today, they find something strange. A giant that is remarkably, mysteriously quiet. In the vision of my book, it is quiet, because it is controlled. Here is the picture Connection paints. A newborn black hole is not a finished object. For 50 to 100 million years, depending on the mass of the star that created it, it keeps sinking, pressing the fabric of space deeper and deeper until the breach is complete. The fabric is torn through, and on the far side, the tear opens into the interior plane, the realm of the spirit. From the point of view of the universe, each quasar is a window, showing a fraction of the other side. That is why so much energy pours out of it. What shines at the center of a galaxy is the interior light itself. Connection gives it a name with 400 years of echo in it, the breaking of the firmament. And the moment the connection happened, around 500 million years into the life of the cosmos, it was not one plane invading the other. It was synchronized. The spirit became ready at the exact instant the first black holes broke through. The two halves of reality meeting through the deepest wounds of one of them. But why are we not swallowed by these open holes? Because once the connection is made, the depth has served its purpose. The spirit neutralizes the fall, holds the slope steady, and keeps the window open without letting it grow. From that moment on, the universe was no longer only physical. In the words of my book, the universe gained a thinking mind. Now watch what that mind did. Gravity kept doing what gravity does, piling matter onto the quasars chaotically from every direction. And the spirit began to sculpt, holding the matter that touched the window, releasing it, attracting it back in a controlled rhythm like an accordion, opening and closing. And in that rhythm, something appeared that had never existed before, the first galactic arm. The astronomers who classified the galaxies, following Edwin Hubble, drew the sequence. Irregular galaxies, shapeless clouds gathered around a bright center. Then lenticular galaxies, the first with structure. Then the barred spirals, then the great open spirals, like our own. Science reads that sequence as evolution. My book reads it as learning process from the spirit. Each generation of galaxies, a refinement of the previous experiment. Each one more balanced, more automated, more precise. And the goal of the experiment is the part that should give you chills. In the crowded, irregular galaxies, the young planets had a problem. There was never enough space between one body and the next. Pressed from every side, they could not hold on to their gases. No atmosphere, no air, no chance. But the arms changed that. Between the curved corridors of a spiral galaxy, the spirit left space. Quiet lanes, thousands of kilometers of calm between one arm and the next, with the curvature itself keeping the gases from escaping the galaxy. And inside those calm lanes, around 800 million years into the life of the universe, two things began to appear at once. New stars being born in the arms, and for the first time, planets that could hold their own atmospheres. The arms of the galaxies are not decoration, they are shelters, built on purpose. My book puts the whole story in one passage. Only after the breaking of the firmament could the completely chaotic universe settle into structure. First, the galaxies. Then, little by little, the great galactic families. And the galaxies, by organizing themselves, could organize stellar systems and give birth to planets and moons capable of sheltering life. Without an Earth, a moon, and a sun, there would be no organic DNA, no living systems, no animals, no you. And notice the partnership. Gravity gathers, the spirit shapes. Without gravity, the spirit would exhaust itself just pulling the matter together. Without the spirit, gravity would only pile up chaos and bottomless holes. One plane helping the other, both working toward life. A spiral galaxy is what that cooperation looks like from far away. Matter and spirit holding hands across the cracks. So look again at the deepest depth in the cosmos. The black hole does not just end things, it opens the window. The window becomes a workshop. The workshop becomes a garden. And you live in that garden. Right now you are riding a calm lane of a great spiral, circling a quiet giant at the center, breathing an atmosphere your planet was finally allowed to keep. As my book says, this consciousness that organized the cosmos is at this very moment surrounding it. Here is something remarkable. In the last few years, astronomers confirmed an actively feeding giant black hole already in place, around 470 million years after the Big Bang. And they openly admit they cannot explain it. Too massive, too early, with no time to grow, and sometimes with nothing around it to feed on. It is one of the biggest open mysteries in astronomy today. My book wrote down that number, 500 million years since the beginning of time, before the telescope did. You are not lost in the universe, you are placed in it. So keep your feet in the evidence. Keep your mind open to the ocean. Everything in this episode comes from my books, A Work About the Force of Consciousness, and Connection, the reality behind all realities. Links in bio. Next episode, we ask the question underneath all of this. Why planets? Why did the whole universe, matter and spirit working together, spend more than 1 billion years building quiet worlds that could hold water, air, and warmth? Until then, fly rooted.